Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you're joining me today. We're going to have a conversation about something that I know is on the minds of many of us, especially as we get older and want to take the best possible care of our health. We're going to talk about diabetes, and more specifically, we're going to talk about fruit. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Fruit? But I have diabetes. Or maybe, my doctor told me to be careful with sugar, and fruit is full of it. If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. For years, there's been a cloud of confusion and fear hanging over the fruit bowl for millions of Americans managing diabetes or prediabetes. It's a genuine concern, born from a desire to do the right thing for your body. You've been told to watch your sugar, and you're doing your best to follow that advice. I want to start by saying that your caution is completely understandable. But what if I told you that this fear, while well-intentioned, might be causing you to miss out on some of nature's most powerful tools for health? What if the conversation isn't about avoiding fruit, but about choosing the right fruit in the right way? Today, we're going to clear away that confusion. We're going to replace fear with facts and restriction with strategy. Because managing your health should be about empowerment, about giving you more choices and more control, not less. The truth is, organizations like the American Diabetes Association don't just say it's okay to eat fruit. To understand why some fruits are not just good but great for managing blood sugar, we need to talk about two simple ideas. The first is something called the Glycemic Index, or GI for short. It sounds technical, but the idea is simple. Think of it like a fire. Foods with a high GI are like throwing dry kindling on the fire. They burn fast and hot, causing your blood sugar to spike up quickly. But foods with a low GI are like a solid, seasoned log of oak. They burn slowly and steadily, releasing their energy and their sugar into your bloodstream over a longer period, preventing those sharp spikes and crashes. Most whole fruits, thanks to their natural structure, have a low GI score. The second idea is the power of fiber. If the glycemic index is about the speed of the burn, fiber is the built-in braking system. When you eat a piece of whole fruit, the fiber in it slows everything down in your digestive system. It means the sugar from the fruit is absorbed much more gradually, giving your body plenty of time to handle it without getting overwhelmed. This is why eating a whole apple is vastly different from drinking a glass of apple juice. The juice has all the sugar, but none of the fiber, so it hits your system like that fast-burning kindling. When you combine these two ideas, choosing low GI fruits and making sure you get that all-important fiber, you start to see a new picture. It's not about a blanket ban on fruit. It's about strategy. It's about knowing which fruits are your allies. And today, we're going to shine a spotlight on two of the most surprising and powerful allies you can find in your local grocery store. These are two fruits you may have been told to be wary of, but the science tells a very different and very exciting story. So let's reclaim the fruit bowl, shall we? Let's get started. All right, for our first big reveal, I want you to picture a fruit. It's sweet, it's juicy, it probably grows on a tree in an orchard. Now, hold that thought, because our first surprising fruit ally is the avocado. I can almost hear you now. Wait a minute, an avocado? Isn't that a vegetable? And isn't it full of fat? You're right on one count. It is high in fat, and we'll get to why that's a wonderful thing in a moment. But botanically speaking, an avocado is not a vegetable at all. It's a fruit, specifically a single-seed berry. And its story is as rich and fascinating as its creamy green flesh. The avocado's journey didn't start in a California grocery aisle. It began thousands of years ago in the lush landscapes of south-central Mexico. Researchers believe that in a region called Puebla, humans first started eating wild avocados nearly 10,000 years ago. The ancient Aztec people revered this fruit. They called it ahuacatl. Now this is where the story gets interesting. The word ahuacatl was also their word for, well, for a part of the male anatomy that it was thought to resemble, especially since they often grow in pairs. Whether the name came first or the fruit's reputation as a source of strength and fertility, we'll never know for sure. But what we do know is that this was a fruit of immense importance, providing sustenance and even holding a place in their mythology. When Spanish explorers arrived in the 16th century, they were captivated by the fruit's flavor, which one described as being like butter and of marvelous flavor. But they stumbled over the name. Aguacatl became the Spanish aguacate. As the fruit traveled, its name kept changing. In England, it was first called an avocado. When it reached the West Indies, it picked up a new and rather unappetizing name, the alligator pear, likely because of its bumpy, green skin. For a long time, that name stuck. It wasn't until American growers in the early 20th century made a concerted effort to rebrand it that the name we know today, avocado, finally took hold. This journey of its name, from a revered Aztec treasure to a misunderstood alligator pear, is a perfect metaphor for how many of us view the avocado today. We might see its high fat and calorie content and misunderstand it, placing it on the avoid list. But just as people learn to look past the bumpy skin and the silly name, we are now rediscovering the incredible health benefits hidden inside, especially for those of us managing diabetes. So what makes this creamy fruit, this ancient berry, such a superstar for diabetes management? It comes down to three powerful pillars. This is the most straightforward and perhaps most shocking benefit. Avocados have almost no effect on your blood sugar levels. Why? Because they are incredibly low in carbohydrates and sugar. A whole, medium-sized raw avocado contains only about 1 single gram of sugar. To put that in perspective, a cup of cubed avocado has less sugar than you'd find in a single baby carrot. Because of this, the avocado has what scientists call a negligible glycemic index. Some sources place its GI score around 40, which is already low, but others say it's as low as 15. The reason for the low number is simple. There's barely any sugar in it to be released into your bloodstream in the first place. A study published in Nutrition Journal confirmed this in a real-world setting. When researchers had a group of healthy, overweight people add half an avocado to their standard lunch, they found that it did not significantly impact their blood sugar levels at all. This means you can enjoy avocado without the stress and worry of a blood sugar spike. If the first pillar is about what avocado lacks, sugar, the second is about what it's packed with, fiber. A single medium avocado can contain a whopping 10 to 13 grams of fiber. For adults over 50, the daily recommendation for fiber is about 21 grams for women and 30 grams for men. So one avocado can get you a third of the way, or even halfway, to your daily goal. This is critically important. As we discussed, fiber is the body's natural braking system. When you eat an avocado as part of a meal, its high fiber content slows down the digestion of everything in that meal. So if you have that avocado on a piece of whole grain toast, the fiber from the avocado helps slow down the absorption of the carbohydrates from the bread. It acts like a blood sugar bodyguard for your other foods, ensuring a gentle, gradual release of energy instead of a sudden surge. This fiber also contributes to a healthy gut, acting as a prebiotic that feeds the beneficial bacteria living there, which is increasingly being linked to overall health. Now we come to the part that might feel the most counterintuitive: the fat. We've been taught for decades to be wary of high-fat foods, but science has shown us that there are different kinds of fat, and the fat in avocados is overwhelmingly the good kind. It's called monounsaturated fat, the same healthy fat you find in olive oil. This healthy fat does two amazing things for people with diabetes. First, it helps you feel full and satisfied for a much longer time. One study found that when people added half an avocado to their lunch, they reported a 40% decreased desire to eat for hours afterward. This can be a game changer for weight management, since maintaining a healthy weight is one of the cornerstones of controlling type 2 diabetes. Feeling fuller for longer can help you reduce snacking and consume fewer calories overall without feeling deprived. Second, and this is truly remarkable, this monounsaturated fat can actually help your body use its own insulin more effectively. It can improve what's known as insulin sensitivity. When your body is more sensitive to insulin, it means your cells are better at taking up sugar from your blood. It's like the insulin has a better key to unlock the cell doors. One study found that a weight loss diet rich in these monounsaturated fats improved insulin sensitivity in a way that a comparable high-carbohydrate diet did not. On top of that, these good fats are known to help lower the bad LDL cholesterol and raise the good HDL cholesterol, which is a huge benefit for heart health, another key concern for anyone with diabetes. With all these benefits, it's no wonder the American Diabetes Association has officially named the avocado a diabetes superstar food. So, how can you easily bring this superstar into your kitchen? The key is moderation. Because avocados are nutrient-dense, they are also calorie-dense, so a little goes a long way. A standard serving is generally considered to be about 1/3 to 1/2 of a medium avocado. And the best part is, you don't need to be a gourmet chef to enjoy it. Here are some simple, no-cook ways to add it to your day. The classic: mash half an avocado with a fork and spread it on a slice of whole grain toast. A little sprinkle of salt and pepper is all it needs. The simple side: just slice it up and serve it alongside your scrambled eggs in the morning. The salad booster: add some cubes of avocado to any salad for a boost of creaminess and staying power. The sandwich swap: instead of mayonnaise, which is often high in unhealthy fats and sodium, use mashed avocado as a spread in your tuna, egg, or chicken salad. The smoothie secret: add 1/4 of an avocado to your morning smoothie. You won't taste it, but it will give your drink a wonderfully creamy texture and a powerful dose of healthy fats and fiber. The simple snack: my personal favorite? Just slice an avocado in half, remove the pit, squeeze a little lemon or lime juice over it to prevent browning, and eat it right out of the skin with a spoon. So the next time you see an avocado, don't see it as a high-fat vegetable to be avoided. See it for what it truly is: a remarkable, low-sugar fruit, a fiber-packed ally, and a creamy, delicious tool to help you take control of your health. Now that we've uncovered the creamy, green secret of the avocado, let's turn our attention to our second surprising fruit. This one looks and tastes much more like what we traditionally think of as fruit. It's small, it's round, it's bursting with sweetness, and it's a beautiful, deep ruby red. We're talking about cherries. And right away, this might feel like a paradox. How can something that tastes so sweet be a smart choice for managing blood sugar? It's a fair question. Many people, in an effort to be careful, put cherries on their maybe not list. But here again, the science tells us a different story. When we look closer, we find that fresh cherries, and one type in particular, are another powerful and unexpected ally. The secret to the cherry paradox lies back with our old friend, the glycemic index. Despite their sweet taste, Fresh cherries have a remarkably low GI score. This means they release their natural sugar into the bloodstream slowly and gently. Now, if you look up the research, you might see different numbers for the GI of cherries. Some early studies found a GI as low as 22, while some later studies found scores in the 50s or 60s for certain types of sweet cherries. This can be confusing, but it's important not to get bogged down in the specific numbers. What all the research agrees on is that fresh cherries fall into the low to moderate GI category, making them a perfectly safe choice that won't cause the kind of sharp blood sugar spike we want to avoid. And when we dig a little deeper, we find that there's a specific type of cherry that stands out as a true champion for diabetes management: the Tart cherry, also known as the sour cherry. These are the cherries you often find in pies and juices, like the famous Montmorency variety, grown primarily in Michigan. Tart cherries have an exceptionally low GI, often cited to be around 20 or 22, because they are naturally lower in sugar and carbohydrates than their sweeter cousins, like Bing or Rainier cherries. So what's the secret weapon hidden inside these little red gems? It's a group of powerful natural compounds called anthocyanins, pronounced anthocyanins. These are the very pigments that give cherries their vibrant ruby red color. In fact, they're what make blueberries blue and blackberries black too. And this is a wonderful rule of thumb to remember. When it comes to fruits, that deep, rich color is often a clue that it's packed with something special. Anthocyanins are potent antioxidants and have strong anti-inflammatory properties. But their benefits for blood sugar control are what's really exciting scientists. They appear to work in three main ways, and we can use some simple analogies to understand them. First, they act like a traffic controller. Research suggests that anthocyanins can help slow down the rate at which your body breaks down carbohydrates into sugar. Imagine the carbs from your meal are cars trying to get onto the highway of your bloodstream. Without a traffic controller, they all rush on at once, causing a traffic jam, a blood sugar spike. The anthocyanins in cherries step in and direct the traffic, letting the sugar cars enter your bloodstream in a slow, orderly, and manageable line. Second, they act like an encouraging coach for your pancreas. Some fascinating studies, including one where rodent pancreatic cells were exposed to cherry anthocyanins, have shown that these compounds may help encourage the pancreas to produce more insulin. Insulin is the hormone that helps move sugar out of your blood and into your cells for energy. So anthocyanins might give your insulin-producing cells a little pep talk, helping them do their job more effectively. And third, they act like a master key for your body's cells. A major issue in type 2 diabetes is insulin resistance, where the locks on your cells have become rusty, and the insulin key doesn't work as well. Anthocyanins appear to help reduce this resistance, making your cells more sensitive and receptive to the insulin that's already there. They help clean up those rusty locks, so the insulin key can once again open the door easily, allowing sugar to move out of the blood and into the cells where it belongs. So while it sounds complex, the takeaway is simple. The very thing that makes a cherry red is what makes it such a smart choice for helping to regulate your blood sugar. Now that you know the secret of anthocyanins, let's talk about how to make the best choices at the store. As we mentioned, while all fresh cherries are a good option, Tart cherries are the star of the show. Most of the exciting research on blood sugar, inflammation, and even cholesterol has been done using Tart cherries or Tart cherry products. They are lower in sugar and carbs and have a higher concentration of those beneficial anthocyanins. No matter which type you choose, portion is power. The American Diabetes Association suggests a serving size that contains about 15 grams of carbohydrates. For cherries, that translates to about 12 to 15 fresh sweet cherries. Since tart cherries are lower in carbs, you could have a slightly larger portion, about 3/4 of a cup of pitted tart cherries. The form you eat them in also matters immensely. Fresh or frozen is best. Your top choices are always fresh cherries in season or unsweetened frozen cherries, which are picked at peak ripeness and are just as nutritious. They are a fantastic option to have in your freezer year-round. Caution with dried cherries. When cherries are dried, the water is removed and the sugar becomes highly concentrated. That 15-gram carbohydrate serving shrinks to just 2 level tablespoons of dried cherries. They can be a nice addition to a salad or trail mix, but you have to be very mindful of the small portion size. Caution with juice. Cherry juice, even 100% unsweetened tart cherry juice, is missing that all-important fiber we talked about. Without fiber, the sugar can be absorbed more quickly. If you do have juice, it should be a very small portion, no more than 4 ounces or half a cup, and it should always be unsweetened. Avoid canned syrup. The one to absolutely avoid is canned cherries packed in syrup or heavy juice. These are loaded with added sugars and will send your blood sugar soaring. So the sweet-tasting cherry is no longer a paradox. It's a testament to the fact that nature has provided us with delicious foods that can also be powerful tools for our health. By choosing the right kind, in the right amount, and in the right form, you can absolutely make cherries a safe and beneficial part of your life. We've journeyed a long way today. We started by facing the fear and confusion that so often surrounds fruit and diabetes. And along the way, we've uncovered the truth about 2 surprising, powerful allies: the creamy, fat-rich avocado and the sweet, ruby-red cherry. We've learned that the avocado, with its healthy monounsaturated fats and incredible fiber content, acts as a stabilizer, a bodyguard for your blood sugar that barely raises it at all. And we've discovered that tart cherries, packed with colorful anthocyanins, work as regulators, actively helping your body manage sugar more effectively. But these 2 fruits aren't just a couple of one-off magic bullets. They are perfect examples of a larger, more empowering philosophy for eating with diabetes. They teach us that we need to look beyond just the sugar line on a nutrition label. We need to ask more questions. How much fiber does it have? What kind of fats are in it? What other beneficial compounds does it contain? This new way of thinking gives you the power to build a plate that is both delicious and healing. A simple, wonderful tool to help you do this is the Diabetes Plate Method, recommended by the American Diabetes Association. It's easy to remember and requires no complicated counting. Just picture a 9-inch dinner plate. Fill half of your plate with non-starchy vegetables like leafy greens, broccoli, bell peppers, or zucchini. Fill 1/4 of your plate with a lean protein like chicken, fish, beans, or tofu. And fill the last 1/4 with a quality carbohydrate food. This is where your serving of fruit fits in perfectly. Or it could be a serving of whole grains like brown rice or quinoa, or starchy vegetables like sweet potato. This simple visual guide ensures you get a balanced meal every time. Plenty of fiber from the vegetables, satisfying protein, and a sensible portion of healthy carbohydrates. As you move forward, I hope you carry the lessons from our 2 surprising fruits with you. Remember the core strategies. Choose whole fruits over juice whenever you can. Pay attention to your portion sizes, and consider pairing your fruit with a source of protein or healthy fat, like a handful of nuts, a piece of cheese, or a dollop of plain yogurt, to further stabilize your blood sugar. Managing your health is a journey, and every piece of knowledge you gain is another tool in your toolkit. It's not about deprivation or giving up the foods you love. It's about understanding how food works in your body. It's about making smart, delicious choices that nourish you, strengthen you, and support your health, your vitality, and your independence for all the years to come. You are in the driver's seat. And now your fruit bowl can be a source of joy and health once again. Thank you for spending this time with me. Be well and eat well. I'll see you in the next video.